Are you afraid of your dreams? That is the key question I had for myself today. And guess what? I was looking at a video from Dean Graziosi and saying, if you were to think about your best year ever and thinking that you are at the end of this coming year, what would the year look like? And that has been quite an amazing topic because I was thinking, I know what my year could look like, but at the same time, I'm a bit afraid of what it means. And that is the topic of today's video. If you don't know me, my name is Alain Faber, and you're here with me as a journey of exploration, trying to become the best person you can be. I call it the Alpha mindset, and I know that together we can grow and do amazing things. So let's see. If you think of having dreams, it's easy. Everybody have dreams, and we always can list them if we wanted to. We talk to friends about them. The issue we have, though, is that sometimes we talk about dreams, but do we take the steps to get closer to achieve those dreams? That's a good question. Some people will have sometimes goals, some people will have resolutions. I think the main thing will be commitment for me. So if you have an idea of where you'd like to go, what you have to see is, okay, looking back, and I get this from, as I mentioned earlier, from Dean Graziosi, looking back at the end of this year, if I was to see, okay, what would I have achieved by the end of this year? And looking back and say, okay, let's see how I can make that happen. So the idea is it's not easy. I'm going to have to do a lot of work. If you have any dreams, there'll be a lot of work to do. On the other hand, if you can think of what your dreams are, if you can put the steps that defines what you need to do, then you can achieve them. Okay. So that being said, what are your dreams? If you have a moment, write in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your dreams are, not just for me, but for you to actually think about what are my dreams or what are your dreams. Okay, so let's see. I was trying to look at, could I define 5 dreams that I have? And I couldn't pinpoint what 5 dreams would be. On the other hand, I have 5 topics or 5 ways I'm looking for to improve on this in this coming 12 months. So let's see. The first one is to be mindful of who I am, to be mindful of my identity, what I stand for, but also realize that what defines me can change with time. Because as we go through life, we have different experiences, we go through different steps, events in our lives, and we always grow. Knowing that, at the end of a year, we cannot be the same as prior to. Think about it. How were you 10 years ago? 10 years ago, I'm sure you were a totally different person. Now, if you were to think about yourself 10 years ago, there's no way you could predict where you are right now. And that's the beauty of things. So that's why I say having goals is important, but also define who you are as a person and be respectful for your identity. When I think of dreams, here the second point is to be at peace. To be at peace as a human. And that means to be able to live the present time. Too often, I do think about life and I reflect on what has happened in the past. And sometimes it energizes me, but sometimes it's a bit depressing. Or sometimes I think about the future and what I want to achieve. And sometimes it creates anxiety in my life. So I think one of the key dreams I have for myself is to be present for the present moment, being mindful that I have a vision to move forward. And I think this is amazing. The third part will be to be driven for more. So what does that mean to be driven for more? Well, all of us want to have more in our lives. It could be more friends, more adventures, more experiences, more money. And that means that it's important to be driven towards achieving that. And not just in thoughts, but actually be able to put the steps down so that you know what is the first thing to do. I was thinking today about a project I had that I wanted to do, and I got lost in planning. Does that happen to you where you do what you want to do, but you're doing so much planning that it prevents you to actually start, even though you feel quite satisfied with the planning? So my key here is to be driven for more. That means to take action, the action necessary to achieve what I want to do. And I might want to change the direction once in a while, but keeping in mind my long-term vision. My long-term vision being able to be there for you, for my family, and so on. So that's important. The next one is to be a dreamer. It is one of my goals for this year because too often I forget to dream. I become, let's see, I focus on what needs to happen for the day. And I forget that at the end of the day, if you don't dream, then you just do one thing after the other. And then all the days and every days, they look the same. Okay, so that means I need to dream more. So what does that mean? Well, I need to dream about traveling so that I can meet new people, experience new cultures, so that I can better define who I am as a person. It could also be about, I don't know, reading amazing books so that I can learn something to grow in what drives me forward for my health, wealth, and my relationships. And I know that you can do that as well. Another one is to have dreams of adventures. Too often we stuck in the rat race where I know that as a teacher, I go to school, I do what I have to do, come back here, do what I need to do. But often I forget that adventures is what life is all about. And I forget that I need that. I miss it. And I don't know if you miss adventures. If you do, I would love to write it down at the bottom here. I want to know what adventures you'd like to go to next. I would love to go to Hawaii. That's something I would love to do. One day I will make that happen. Something else I would like to work on my dream is exploration. So here, when I look at exploration, is exploring new ways of thinking as a family man, as a teacher, as an explorer. And it's important because if you don't explore, then you're stuck in your own ways. And if you don't go into out of your comfort zone, how can you actually be able to grow? And that is what I believe the exploration part is so amazing. And my fifth dream for this year, my fifth goal will be for me to be my own game master. I was listening to Tum Bilyu and Alex Hormozi discussing about how we can look at game theory on how we live life. We have the short-term aspect of things where we know what we want to do to achieve our next goals, what we're going to eat next for dinner, what is the plan for next weekend. But if you think of the long game, the game where you're enjoying the process towards your long-term vision, then it is something that is so much more rewarding. For example, I was talking to Evan Carmichael about how one of my dream with my YouTube channels is to create 1 billion moments of learning. Okay, I'm a long way from 1 billion views for all of my channels, but it's possible. How can I do that? I can share with you my thoughts. I can help you reflect on where you are, because I believe that together we can do so much more. So I know that if you are watching this video up to this point, you've mentioned in the comments below what some of your dreams are, maybe some adventures you'd like to do. We are going to grow together, and let's see if we can make life happen. On this, don't be afraid of your dreams, and we'll move forward, and you'll see this year will be amazing. See you in the next video.